I'm Eric Romero here with Studio Captions and Advertising. I'm here with Olga from New York Life Insurance. This is episode 4 of Entrepreneur TV. We're going to hop right into more of Olga's background, where she's from, what she does, and how she got into the business.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And so happy to be here and share a couple of words of wisdom, hopefully help more people, more families to be protected.
So where are you from?
So originally I was born in Belarus and moved here about 20 years ago. So I'm an immigrant and got married and have a family, and now it's my home. I live in Mesa, Arizona.
Is Belarus Russia?
It's a bordering country. You gotta be careful with that. I have no problem,
I've never been, so you know.
Well, with all the politics and stuff, people get kind of offended. But anyway, no, it is a separate country. It used to be USSR. So when USSR fell apart, it's become independent country, still under communism.
So you're first generation out here?
Yeah.
Okay. You have kids, you said?
2 kids.
So your kids are born out here?
Yep.
Americans?
Yeah, and my husband is from Poland, so we have like 3 different languages going on in the
house. You guys
house.
from all over the world,
Yeah.
bringing it all together. It's like the Olympics.
Not quite athletic, but kind of.
So you moved out here. What was life like in Belize?
Belarus.
Belarus. Sorry. What was life like in Belarus?
It's a tough life, the reason we all moved here for striving for a better life, American dream, kind of a good freedom of doing things. And my parents were very hardworking parents. My grandparents were farmers. So mom is an engineer that worked for school, delivering food. Kind of a, tough life there because you don't really have a lot of freedom to do certain things. It's still, like I said, under communism, and shortage of food and shortage of supplies and resources were a serious problem there.
So you moved out with your parents? Both came out this way?
Just my mom is here. She kind of goes back and forth. Dad never really made a move. He passed away at the age of 59, and that's why I started doing life insurance, because of my life event and my experience and the hard time that I went through.
I'm sorry for your loss. I know it's hard to lose your dad, no matter what age you are, what age he is, it's hard to lose, someone you care about. So you got here 20 years ago. Where did you move to? Phoenix? Arizona?
So I live in Washington State for about 15 years. That's where I started my family, and then got tired of rainy days and just need some sun. So we relocated it here about 6 years ago.
6 years. So yeah, it rains a lot out there. It's gray skies all the time. What were you doing in Washington?
In Washington, I was in fashion, actually, so that's kind of interesting because I want to get a degree. So I went to fashion school for merchandising, and I had my own business for 10 years at a wedding store. Totally different. And when I moved to Phoenix, I just didn't want to do fashion here anymore because it's a different type of area, right? There's not a lot of
different market.
You
seem very fashionable. When you walked in, I was like, I noticed the fashion.
You're so sweet. But yeah, I just want to do something more meaningful. Like I want to make an impact. I want to help people, and that seems like it was a good fit for me. So I went back to school, studied.
So did you get into school when you came out to Arizona? Were you already thinking fashion at first? Figured out the market was different. Didn't really.
Yeah, there was not a lot of job opportunities. It was right before COVID. I sold my business. I had a retail store, and it was really hard. Like you have this dream and thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be a business owner. Had 5 employees working for me, and we had a tailoring shop, and wedding is fun to the point where I just become kind of my own, slave in my own store. Was there day and nights all the time, weekends and evenings, because people do shop in retail when they're off work.
Right.
So just kind of a schedule with kids and family did not work out for me anymore, and I just this is not the life I want.
How long were you had the store for?
10 years.
10 years. And then how did you get into the life insurance? Well, I know that was, your loss, but was that it? Like you had the loss and then you figure out your dad didn't have life insurance, but it asked you?
This was one of the, an event that you kind of have a moment like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? I really want to do something different. But also it was the number of events, me moving, right, not finding opportunities or jobs here. I didn't want to go back to the retail. I don't want to work in a store again. And then COVID happened and everything kind of shifted online. And I just got introduced to a person who was in the industry and just like, well, you can do this remote. It's very entrepreneurial. So it seems like was, with what my skill set is. And I love working with people. And yeah, I was like, I'm just going to give it a try. So it was just a lot of reasons. And to me, becoming a mom and not being able to go to an office and be there 8 to 5 kind of a job. And I don't want someone raise my kids too. I want to be present and I want to be involved and do things with them as well.
Mm-hmm. How long ago did you get introduced to life insurance?
So I've been doing this for over 6 years now.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then, so how was it getting in? Is it hard to get in? Is there tests you have to take?
Yeah, there's numbers of different courses, and you got to have license, and it's dependent what state. Every state is different, so I have licensing in multiple states just because of my clients' demand and where they want me to help them. I kind of take specific exams, but yeah, it's an exam that you have to pass.
And you can do it anywhere. From Arizona, you can help somebody out in other states, just depending on if you have those licenses.
Correct.
Or okay, all right.
Yeah.
So what kind of services can people ask for, or what kind of services are people looking for, or products that you deliver?
Yeah, I do a little bit my business different. I'm not really like, okay, well, you want this product. Of course, I'll sell you the product. I have a little different approach, more of a long building relationships. I call it holistic planning because sometimes people don't really know what they need or what they might need in the future. So I like to kind of do an analysis first and meet and just kind of ask questions and see what their specific situation is. And of course, situation could change, right? I meet with you today, 5 years later, you might have a family and kids and, you might changing jobs or buying a new home or things could change. But there's 50 plus products that we offer. Of course, New York Life is a very reputable company and it's a life insurance company. That's what they do. But there's also a lot of different variations of life insurances that might be good for someone and it might not be a good fit for someone else. So I just ask to give a recommendation first and do more of a holistic planning, for life, not for just a one-time thing.
So New York Life Insurance, they're based in New York, or is that just a name?
Yeah. Main office is in New York, been around for 178 years. So imagine that. Very, very stable and financially well set up for a lot of different services that they offer. So if someone needs benefits for their business, if they have employees, small to medium-sized businesses, they have different type of products that they offer. For individuals, it could be disability, long-term care, retirement planning, you name it. So there's a lot.
So when you got into the insurance, did you have a choice? Was it like, I can go to New York Life Insurance, I can go to this other company and this other company? Was it like that, or was New York Life Insurance like the obvious choice?
No, I work for other companies actually. So I actually started now with the New York Life and learning the industry and understanding what I want to do. It seems like it was just a really good fit for me because I want to be in this particular environment and work with a very specific clients. And New York Life, it's what I really chose 2-3 years later when I got in the industry.
What made you choose them over, specifically? I know it was more your lifestyle, more which fit you, but what exactly was it?
It's a brand and the stability behind it and how they do business. They do very ethical business. The previous company I was with, it was just not a good fit for me. And the clients that I have were my friends or my network of group where they were looking for, I don't want to sound like I'm that person or judgy, but better. So I want to have the best of the best, and I feel like they are the best of the best. And when I am working with them and offering the product, I know I'm doing a very ethical, good job because I'm taking care of my circle of my friends, right? My family, like all of our plans are with them. So I want to have the best of the best because I trust them and I know they're going to do a good job and they're going to not flake out or go bankrupt or sell their company to another insurance company. I mean, they're been around for a very long time.
you have to believe in the product you're pushing. You know, it's like if you're selling your mom a car, you want to make sure your mom's getting in a reliable vehicle that's going to get her from where she needs to get to.
100%. There's a lot of good companies out there too, I'm sure, that do a good job, but I just felt that it was a really good fit. And I like how they do business. I like how they take care of their clients. If someone passes away, you know, it's like they deliver that check to beneficiary within, you know, a few days, that you know that financial burden is taken off their shoulders. They don't need to. Perfect example, 9/11, when 9/11 happened. So when death claim happens, you have to show a death certificate to receive a life insurance, right? So imagine with this strategy, what happened to so many people that were not even found. So they just took people's words for it, and they issue all those policies. And that was something that was really hit me, you know.
That's
deep.
huge, yeah, for a big company to do something like that.
Yeah.
Because you would think that sometimes they want to go by every guideline and be very strict and say we're not paying anybody out, but that's a terrific.
Yeah,
thing to do.
and just they do a lot of charity work too, and that's kind of like, I love to help my community. I love to do more of educational work, not just like, okay, well, I'm selling you something. I just want to have a very impactful type of a career that I know.
Let them make a choice instead of trying to push it on them and then they don't know what they got exactly.
Yeah. We have a grieving program for schools, because there is a lot of children at age of, you know, 18 would lose someone in their life at some point, right? So if it's a sibling or a grandparent or a parent, and they have a specific also program how to deal and how to grieve. So that's our nonprofit organization that does through New York Life Foundation. They call it Foundation Grieving Foundation. So I love that too.
Yeah, it's tough for kids to lose their parents. Like, I just met a guy in real estate. He's like he was 18 years old. He's like 26 now. His dad and his mother passed away, and pretty tragically, but they didn't have life insurance, so he had to get a job immediately and start paying his own bills, his parents' bills and everything. And they got into real estate like a year or two later. He got into sales, but it's like tough. You know, he didn't have any safety net, just no life insurance, and just immediately on his own.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hear a lot of stories like that, so it's very, very tragic.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you hear a lot. I'm sure you hear a lot of stories like that. So what's a reason why somebody will go to New York Life Insurance instead of, you know, the next company? I know that you gave me a lot of reasons.
Yeah,
but you know, maybe specifically, hey, we do this, you know, or why would they come to New York Life Insurance?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm a broker. I mean, I can help them to find any other companies that I have brokerage license with. I personally choose them because that's my personal choice and I know what they do. But of course, if someone has a very unique request, or maybe New York Life does not have that, I have opportunity finding other options for them. So I'm always very resourceful. Yeah, so, but I prefer them over any other company just because of stability, AAA rating, just doing a really good work for a lot of people out there. I just trust them, so I have that trust.
So people could trust in you as a broker to find the right situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's, I think we talked about earlier, it's like really finding somebody that you trust, that you know is going to not tell you a lie, not try to get over on you, not try to push something on you. If they trust you, they're going to trust you and say, hey, I know you're going to take care of me, and you'll take care of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And there's always certain circumstances that might be blocking our path of getting certain plans or health reasons, right? You have to be in good health and certain underwriting criteria that you have to meet. So like I said, I do a holistic planning and just kind of see where they're at. I meet them where they're at. I mean, my own husband did not get approved for certain plans just because of his health challenges right now, and it's very tough. There might be another company that might be a little different. So I always try to help my client and get the best things for them.
That's wonderful. Anything you would want to tell the people at home about your company, your brokerage, like anything you want them to know?
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to invite everyone to kind of have this tough conversations with your spouse or with your family or just with yourself and see where you're at and what needs to be done. Kind of just go over the checklist. If you're single and young and you don't have anything in place and you're thinking like, well, I don't have a family, I don't need to worry about, but there are certain things that you could do for your future. Start early planning, start saving early, investing early. So that kind of why I got in this industry too, because I didn't have that knowledge. I didn't have that education. I didn't have anyone to tell me what I should do. And I was just seeking that information and looking and educating myself. And that's how I decided, like, that's kind of nice. I would like to do that. I would like to learn more. So I'd love to answer any questions. But yeah, just sit down, take your time, and really do a good evaluation for your future and what your future might look like 10, 20 years from now.
And how can they get a hold of you, reach you, call you? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, they can always email me or schedule a meeting through our New York Life portal and our website. I'm a local agent here, Mesa, Phoenix, area in our valley. Or you can call me at 425-241-5151. It's my personal cell.
Nice. Well, thank you, Olga, for being on episode 4 of Entrepreneur TV. Wonderful having you here today.
Awesome. I love your studio. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Follow, like, subscribe if you haven't. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.